Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Minnesota Vikings. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9?
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They'll start by running the option to the right. Touchdown, Vikings! So an electrifying run there as he calls his own number and takes it all the way.
Brings a new dynamic to this offense, doesn't he? And right now I'm picturing the offensive coordinator, the head coach in their minds, drawing up some more running plays for this guy because he brings some excitement to this offense.
And just a young rookie, a lot of electricity yet to come in this career. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings booming away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Another run here with Sanders. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they work this well upfield across the 45. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
In motion right is Brown. And they'll run it. This is James Robinson. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Up the middle they go with Sanders. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. This defense for the Vikings, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. That's swung out wide to Sanders. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. this one out quickly to Watkins. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that will bring up second down. That was a lightning-fast decision that time. He just caught it and got rid of it.
Because he saw his guy was going to be open immediately. So he took the R, the run, out of the play. He took the O, the option, out of the play, and immediately got to the pass.
Okay,
second and 4. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
As Sanders has it poked free. That's probably bringing back nightmares of last week, isn't it?
No doubt about it. Right now I'm looking over at the coaching staff, and I'm seeing the wheels turning in their heads, and you know what is happening? They're remembering how they started the season in camp, even in the offseason where they emphasized ball security, and they're wondering why the message isn't sinking in.
Yeah, 5 turnovers last week, now 1 here in the opening quarter. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They'll take over deep in their own end after the fumble recovery as they start first and 10. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
All the practice, all the training, all the meetings. In this situation, I know exactly what quarterbacks are taught. Take care of the football. That's job one, paramount. Because you cough it up here, you might be giving up 6 points real easy.
Tip of the cap to the defense, though, forcing the fumble. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. Oh, and now some space to operate. Touchdown, Vikings. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
Yeah, this is a guy who runs with such balance and control. I mean, he went to that early contact just like he was driving over a speed bump, and he's able to continue his way downfield and wind up in the end zone. And
you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we've wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Eagles. Quez Watkins. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7.
14, Eagles 7.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one. I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. From the gun on third down. Ingram. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards, first down, Vikings. That catch for his career is number 589, so 11 away from 600, but it also right now ties him with Hall of Famer Fred Biletnikoff.
And we remember Fred Biletnikoff well because of the way he went about his business in catching the football. And we're seeing something similar here. Someone who runs precise routes, has excellent hands, and knows how to get the ball to the end zone.
A first down carry for Henry. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. 81 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. The Vikings at 5-3 now on the year. And they come in playing some pretty decent football, 5-3 over their last 8.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Eagles are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. So they will tread backward on the holding penalty.
And I know that they're going to get coached up and they'll get yelled at a little bit, but let's face it, it is hard not to do at the speed and pace that they play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Shotgun snap and then the give to Sanders. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Well, Sanders has got it complete. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch. And most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. On play action, they'll throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Tanner Muse able to record his 5th sack of the season. Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This is brought in at the 21. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. On second down, here's Henry. And he'll get about 2 there to the 36.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on third down. Looking to throw. Ingram.
That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least it'll be fourth down.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. This is taken at about the 14.
So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards.
And the Eagles will have it, taking over first and 10.
Here we go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
And they are winners of 2 straight games as they've climbed back to 500 now on the season.
And you and I.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
Picked off by a Caleb Evans. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
An incomplete pass leads to second and 10 from the 25. Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. Catch is made by... Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And it's picked up by the Eagles. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused, because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think that you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. He's going deep for Brown. That's caught inside the 20.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. A give running left, it's Sanders. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, it'll be second down. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to it quickly at the line of scrimmage.
It sure did, and remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Eagles are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run out, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 21-14. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They run with Sanders off the option. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 69 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards on the play.
That turns into a very well orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right. And after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Wide open is Watkins. He's got him. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 20-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. Two minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Ready, quick.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And one more time, that's Watkins. Touchdown! Quez Watkins with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Eagles are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. Oh, good return up past the 30. Past midfield. 30. 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Minnesota. It's been a back-and-forth game. A lot of points points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Man, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. But right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to see all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all. But right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter with a nice little jab and get things going in their direction?
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now back to throw.
Open man, that's Devontae Smith.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
They'll look to throw again. And this is caught by Watkins. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Back to throw again.
And this almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time. But lucky, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. Patterson's kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And a short kick taken at about the 16. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Quez Watkins. 75 yards. And the Eagles come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that gives them a 3-point lead. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. This is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
To throw again, Ingram. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Off the option, here's Henry. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Ingram. This is complete to Michael Thomas. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
19 right. 10 to 11. 10 to 11.
On 1st and 10, Ingram. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. A big play there for Minnesota. And even 40 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Garrett Wilson from 6 yards away. And the Vikings have retaken a third-quarter lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They had seized the lead there for a little bit with a starting drive in the third quarter, but a moment ago, the touchdown that puts them back behind.
So their defense is under siege a little bit right now because they have not able to solve their opponents. So they've got to keep hammering away on offense and try and win this one in what appears to be a shootout.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll go again with Sanders. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Partner, the way this offense is marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on 3rd down, isn't it?
Now, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And just a net of 31 here, 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. He's going to keep this again. Ingram churning. He lost the football. Powers through it. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
19 tight, 19 tight.
On 1st down, Ingram. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. And some space here. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings booming away. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Back to throw here. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I would dare say that these guys would like to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But last one, man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. The football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
They're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
Henry up the middle. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. It's rare that a man his size can't at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You talking about the little guy back there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
That's evidence of why you spend a high draft pick on a receiver, isn't it, Charles?
It certainly is. His ability to make plays like that, and we've seen flashes of it from him so far in his rookie season.
Ingram churning. He lost the football. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession. We always hear a lot of veterans on the defensive side of the football. They talk about smelling blood in the water, putting pressure on a rookie. They got to him there to force it free, but couldn't recover it.
And you mentioned the pressure. Rookie quarterback, you're going to bring more pressure at him at all times because you don't know how he's going to hold up. He was fortunate there. Luck was on his side, able to recover that fumble.
Now a throw from outside the pocket, complete out left. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. So 8 yards on the completion there. And that brings up third and a full 10 yards. Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
That's a letdown defensively because they had him stacked up third and long, and you know their thought process had to be just make the tackle in front of the sticks and force the 3. Instead, they allowed him room to run, and now they're facing first and goal, looking to regroup.
And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter. Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. It's their quarterback scoring on the 2-yard keeper. And the Vikings are closing in on a third straight win as they widen the gap further here in the fourth quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
Come on,
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Smith, the man in motion left. Now a play fake here on first down. And this one is incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Brown. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. That's swung out wide to Sanders. And this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1. Going for it with Sanders. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. At first glance, I actually wasn't sure that he got it, but he ended up getting it by about a full yard.
He certainly did, but it took a little effort, didn't it? Took some nice push, a little crease inside, and some determined running to make sure that he got the first down.
They go play action here on first down. Going deep here for Watkins. And got his man complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Quez Watkins, 64 yards. And the Eagles have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit.
Eagles, 38.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Fields this way up at the 17. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Let's go now.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And he makes it all the way down to the 13-yard line. 145 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Off play action. Ingram rolling to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. T.J. Hockenson from 13 yards out. And the Vikings have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 18 now. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level. That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. The Eagles on 3rd down. Lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. And he's got his man out of the slot, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused.
Must have.
It had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Watkins. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Vikings are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Well, and field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here and maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
Throwing to start the drive. Ingram. He's got a man complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's a gain of 34. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence, because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now this time he'll look to throw. Going right back to Wilson. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
Not even a chance to pitch that one as he's swallowed up in the backfield. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Considering they've seen him have some big gains against him throughout this game, that's got to feel like a measure of revenge as they trap him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
They get this out left. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And this brings up a 3rd and goal. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got it 3rd and goal here as they try to finish off their victory. Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Derrick Henry with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Point after, right down the middle. And they open the lead up now to 25. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film section in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 36 yards on the play.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. He'll drop to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Watkins. Touchdown, Eagles. Quez Watkins, 32 yards. And the Eagles are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to 18.
63, Eagles 45.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
It certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
Running right through it. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9. And it'll be back to a 3rd and 3. But Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends. And understandably so, not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And I have no idea what the top speed is. Those high-end sports cars, what's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Vikings, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they'll have another home date next week as the Detroit Lions come to town. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium with the